The secret island in the backyard. It was a late summer afternoon when Lily, a curious little girl with wild brown curls and a penchant for adventure, discovered the secret island. Her house, nestled at the edge of a sleepy neighborhood, had a backyard that stretched out like a meadow, filled with tall grass, wildflowers, and the occasional patch of clover. At the far end of the yard, beyond the old oak tree where she often played pirates, was a small pond. It wasn't much more than a puddle to anyone else, but to Lily, it was a world of its own. That afternoon, as the golden sun cast long shadows across the grass, Lily wandered over to the pond, her favorite spot for pretending to be an explorer. She had an old map in her hands, one she'd drawn herself, with swirling lines and crisscrossing marks that only she could understand. She bent down to examine the water, which had a curious shimmer to it, something almost magical. Her fingers brushed the surface, and that's when she noticed it, the tiny, flickering island, barely visible at first, just beyond the reeds at the center of the pond. It was so small, it could have been a trick of the light, but as she squinted, it became clearer. The island had a sandy shore, a single tall tree with twisting branches, and what looked like a small house made of seashells. Lily's heart raced. She had never seen this island before, and she had spent hours at the pond, watching the water like a hawk. How had it appeared so suddenly? With no time to waste, she ran to the edge of the pond, her bare feet kicking up dirt as she searched for a way to get closer. There was no boat, no raft, just the water, smooth and still, with the shimmering island just out of reach. But Lily wasn't about to let something as small as not having a boat stop her. She was on a mission. Suddenly, something strange happened. The water in front of her began to swirl, creating a small current, as if the pond itself were inviting her. Without thinking, Lily stepped into the water. The coolness enveloped her feet, sending a shiver up her spine. But she felt strangely at ease. As her toes touched the bottom, she realized that the water wasn't deep at all. It only reached up to her knees. The farther she walked, the more the island seemed to grow, becoming more distinct, more real. The sand was soft, the trees swayed in a breeze that didn't exist anywhere else, and the shell house, now visible in its entirety, looked like something from a fairy tale. A tiny door stood open, and Lily could almost hear the faint sound of music drifting from inside. Before she could stop herself, she found herself stepping onto the island. The moment her feet touched the sand,